Hi, thank you for joining me. I'm going to do a reading for today, for the now, because my now of today has already been super weird. I tried to catch up on a birthday gift I wanted to give a friend and do a reading for a long time ago, and I'm really belated because I got sidetracked. The world just came out for us. And I finally got to it today, and I had yet to even inform him that they were up and realized for a moment that I accidentally had part of his reading published. Now, he's pretty awesome, and he had a pretty awesome reading. And I just have to trust that whatever went out there, because I think 3 people saw it before I realized that that was not supposed to be on public. So sometimes my devices get weird and things get pressed, so I have to be very careful with that and be conscious, but I'm owning up to what I have done and how things just sometimes don't work out and shit happens. Sometimes you didn't mean to hit send on the text to the wrong person, you know? And it's a lot of shit in retrograde right now, so I'm just going to say that that was not meant to be up for public. And if you did see it, then just go with maybe there was something in there you were meant to know. But when things happen, how do we react and how do we own up to our own responsibilities in that situation? So I luckily have an awesome friend, and he has informed me not to worry and not to stress out. So I'm going to do a reading for us all in case there's information for anyone else out there that's like gone weird or not following through, or things aren't happening how you want, or maybe that's just my day. But I'm going to do a reading for the highest and greatest good of us all. It's the Ace of Swords. I'm using the Art of Life tarot deck by Charlene Livingstone. I wanted to come to the Hermit. So, you know, I went over and spoke to my sister. I was like, I think I really messed up. I didn't mean for that to happen. And she looked at it the completely different way than I did. She's like, she looked at it that, oh, it's okay. People won't mind that you took it up from being public because they'll understand that it was a birthday gift. And I looked at it that if there's someone that's public, they would look at it to me like I'm letting out someone's information that shouldn't be there and that I'm being disrespectful. So we looked at that same side 2 different ways. I guess I see her side, but I guess people would understand if there's something up and then I took it back, that it maybe wasn't meant for them, and maybe they got a peek of something that they were meant to have for a moment. Either way, I had to immediately call my friend and text because his birthday gift got weird all of a sudden, and maybe that's part of this story for some reason. So I'm gonna let you all in on my little weird situation that happened to be me today and how I feel about it, how I do respect people's privacy, but Spirit is also weird and divine, and sometimes things happen beyond our control. So, good or bad, how are you going to deal with that weird that happened? So, I made sure to call my friend, and we will have a, further discussion about this later. For the moment, I'm going to give back to everybody and do a reading. So, I'm feeling if there's somebody clicking on that fast, that was really fast, and I ended it very fast. So, if they're looking for a reading that fast, maybe there is somebody who needs a reading. So this is for you, okay? If you're there and you need a reading. And it is for the highest and greatest good of us all to know. It is all divine and it is all out of love, whatever you believe that is, whatever works for you, your own psychic antennas. And so far we got some good stuff here. We have an Ace of Swords, we have the Hermit, and we have the World. Let's get one more and then read the bottom for today. Whenever this comes to you, highest, greatest good of everybody involved. Thank you for joining me. So, who knew at one point in my life I would be trying to give a little gift as a reading to somebody? I would never have guessed that. I just hope these readings are helpful to whomever they go for, as well as myself. And then all the people in your life. I hope they help make your path more clear. One more card. The High Priestess. And at the bottom, we have this. This is the Page of Swords. This was me today. I was that little knee-jerk today. This was me. With that blast of truthful information that maybe was meant to get out there where it should, but perhaps not in the means it meant to. You know? The heart behind this was right. The intent was right. Perhaps they were a little too childlike with how they went about it and didn't double-check the lines. So the Page of Swords. You having the heart of truth, of wanting to have that clarity of knowledge, right? The wanting, the drive to know, but the beginning of it. This is a Paul writing detail by Camille Pesserio, 1894 private collection. And it's a Buddhist proverb that says, when the student is ready, the master will appear. I actually thought of that quote earlier today in that reading. So he's got his like tools here. It's like he's, I don't know, I feel like he's drawing. I feel like I see architecture in this card, in this young student. And like stamps. You know those women that make beautiful stamp cards? I see like that in this card for some reason. And, all right, so then you have the High Priestess. Look at this. Gothic Window by Odilon Redden, 1900, Indianapolis Museum of Art, USA. At the center of your being, you have the answer. You know who you are and what you want. Lao Tzu. At the center of your being, we are all children of God. Different as we are, we each have a divine perspective and path and inner truth and purpose. We have the Hermit. So, solitude, watching the horizon at sunset in the hope of seeing a vessel. Tristan da Cunha, in the South Atlantic, detail by Augustus Earle, 1824. National Library of Australia, Canberra, Australia. And the quote is by Marcus Aurelius. Nowhere can men find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. Solitude in here. No matter what happens out here around you that possibly you can't control, you can go inside of here and feel like you're back in control. Sometimes truth comes into our life right away without us expecting it. We're like, oh, I thought I was watching the Virgo. I thought I was watching my daily horoscope. What am I watching? That's not me. Why am I here? What's going on? You know, you're in a situation now. So what are you going to do about it? How are you going to feel about it? And how are you going to learn from it? So if there's someone that saw a video I put up that wasn't meant for them, they were like, oh, that's disrespectful. Click, click. That's how I probably would have felt if I saw it, honestly. You know, but that was like a 30-second mistake. It wasn't a very long mistake. And mistakes happen. So maybe there's a more divine reason for you to see that specific reflection. To take that into your own life. And to take that into your own situation where maybe you've done that before. Or somebody else has made a brief mistake and then shut the door on you before you had a chance to correct it, fix it, see it, or whatever. Or maybe there was a more divine reason for the mistake, right? So the only place to find that good reflection, these are both saying it's in here. in here to see why that is a reflection that you see in something. So then we're going to move to this. This was the first popper here. We had the world, the proportions of the human figure after Vivertus, detail by Leonardo da Vinci. Blah, blah. 1492, Galleria di Accademia, Venice, Italy. All that Adam had, all that Caesar could, you have and can do. Build, therefore, your own world. Ralph Waldo Emerson. You have the Ace of Swords. Okay? Breezing up a fair wind, detailed by Winslow Homer, 1873 to 76. National Gallery of Art, Washington, D.C., USA. I am not afraid of storms, for I am learning to sail my ship. Louisa May Alcott. I'm not afraid to mess up and do things wrong if I'm owning my mistakes, taking steps forward to feel virtuous about how I can fix or change or, you know, move towards a better outcome from that, and then hermitating that ship in like that ship, hermiting in your ship, you know, in this Ace of Swords, in this clarity, in this moment of truth that you know you have to do to understand that you do have your own boundaries and borders and truths of what is virtuous for you and what isn't virtuous for you. So, you know, if I did a something for somebody that was a gift and not meant to be seen for somebody else, and then a mistake was made, in the past, I have totally left texts to people explaining a situation that I was in, and then because I was thinking so much about that situation I was in, completely sent that text to the person that I was talking about instead of the one that I meant it to go to, talking about them. There's an immediate universe slapping yourself in the face. So sometimes you can't backtrack the knee-jerk things that come out and are said, truth or not, right? They come from a place that it is believed to be truth and believed to be right. But what is the believed intention behind them? Sometimes, you know, if we do let things out about people that we're not supposed to, it will come out and slap us back. So you always need to trust that you're riding those waves as they come to make that immediate decision to turn your sail, right, with the breeze that blows. Even if it blows you into a small little storm. You're here to learn how to turn your sail and hit your buttons on your phones and devices so they go the right ways and the right places and at the right time with the right heart and mind behind it. Because this is swords. So this is clarity of mind behind the heart that you feel and the virtue that you are moving forth in waters that are... Did that make any sense? I totally got lost in this. I keep looking at this boat. Like, the path that you're going is out of the storm into calmer waters because of you not afraid to go right into the... Like, if the storm comes, it's happened before, and you can work that sail just as much as the calm. You have to learn how to navigate both. So my reading for today is going to end with us learning, at least me, learning how sometimes weird stuff happens and we mess up, but we need to take steps forward to own even our mistakes, even if they weren't intended to be mistakes in the first place, so that it can be fixed and clarity can be there for everybody. So maybe we need to clear some things up. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I love you guys. Bye.